Long before the world you know took its shape, I knew my people, Israel. And in that time in the land of Egypt, I saw their affliction. A new king had risen, one who did not know me, and he set his heart on destroying the very children I had promised to Abraham. But they were never, not for a moment, forgotten. Their pain was not hidden from me. You know, their cry wasn't just a whisper lost on the desert wind. No, it was a sound that rose all the way to my throne. Every sigh under the weight of a burden, every cheer, every groan from the stint of the whip, it reached me, and it moved my heart with a father's deep compassion. And you have to understand, this bondage is slavery of bricks and mortar. It was a picture of something so much deeper. It's a reflection of a world born into darkness, enslaved by sin. It's the sound of a world crying out for a rescue it can't yet name from a savior it doesn't yet know. Their lives were made bitter, filled with hard labor. A decree went out from Pharaoh that their sons were to be condemned to death at birth, cast into the river. And yet, even in that deep shadow, my plan was already moving. I set apart one child, hidden in a simple basket of reeds, a child named Moses, born to be a deliverer, kept safe by my own hand. For 40 long years, Moses lived as an exile, a fugitive, and for those same 40 years, my people toiled under that Egyptian sun. I know it must have seemed like a long and very silent time, but I wasn't silent. I was preparing the man, and I was preparing the moment. So while the world saw only the darkness of their suffering, I was getting ready to reveal the light of my glory. My response, you see, wasn't going to be some distant command. It was a personal visit, a father coming down to rescue his children. And I chose an ordinary moment to do it, on the backside of a desert, in the life of a shepherd who probably thought he was completely forgotten. I didn't appear in the mighty courts of Pharaoh. No, I appeared in the quiet of the wilderness, because that's so often where my greatest works begin, in the humblest of places. And the fire he saw, that was a sign of my holy presence. It was a fire that purifies, a fire that reveals, but it did not destroy that simple bush. And that was my promise to Israel right there. Even though you were in the fire of affliction, you will not be consumed, because I am with you. When I finally spoke to him, the very first thing I did was remind him of my promises. I am not some new guy, a stranger to your people. No, I am the God of the covenant, the God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob. The promises I made to their forefathers, they were not forgotten. In fact, they were just about to be fulfilled. Just listen to my heart in these words. I have seen. I have heard. I know. Your pain is not invisible to me. Your cries are not unheard. I know your sorrows intimately. And because of this, I myself have come down to do something about it. Moses then asked me for my name, a name he could give to the people, something to hold on to. And so I revealed my very essence, the foundation upon which all reality rests, the absolute guarantee that when I promise, I will always perform. I am that I am. I am not just one power among many. I am the very source of all being. Everything that exists, exists because I am. I depend on nothing, and yet everything depends entirely on me. This is the name of your God, the eternally present, all-sufficient, promise-keeping one. With this revelation of who I am, I then turned to the man who felt like he was nothing. I called a flawed, doubting man to be my instrument, precisely to show that the power to save never comes from a man, but from me alone. Moses looked at himself, and all he saw was weakness. He asked, "Who am I to do this?" But my answer had nothing to do with him. It was about me. I will be with you. You see, his ability was never the point. My presence was the only answer he needed, and it's the only answer you will ever need. So I gave him signs, not to show off his power, but to prove mine. The shepherd's rod, becoming a serpent, showed my authority over all creation. The hand that became leprous and then clean showed my power over life, death, and health. These were proof that I, the Lord, had sent him. And even when Moses kept doubting, I was gracious. I gave him his own brother, Aaron, to be his spokesman. You see, my purpose will not be stopped by human insecurity. I will always make a way. Now, this whole amazing story of deliverance, it was never just about one nation, way back then. It's a portrait of my heart for all people in all times. Really, it's my story of redemption, and it's written for you. The very first message I gave Moses for the most powerful king on earth was this: Israel is my son, my firstborn. That declaration, it was a foreshadowing, a living parable of a much greater rescue I had planned for the entire world. So Moses, a flawed man with a wooden staff, was sent to deliver my chosen people from physical slavery. This was the shadow. This was the pattern, just a glimpse of the ultimate reality that was still to come. Because I loved the world so much, I sent my one and only Son, Jesus Christ. He is the true deliverer. He didn't come to rescue you from a human pharaoh, but from the eternal bondage of sin and death. His blood is the true Passover that allows judgment to pass over you. Just as Moses stood before the people of Israel and spoke my words of deliverance, I am standing before you right now, in this moment, through this story. You've heard about your bondage to sin. You've heard about my love. You have heard about the deliverer I sent. This is my personal call to you. Pharaoh hardened his heart and chose judgment. Moses humbled his heart and chose obedience. And now, the choice is yours. Will you stay in bondage, or will you accept the true freedom that my Son, Jesus, bought for you on the cross? Don't turn away. I am asking you now. Choose life.